Hi guys, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button. If you like them even more, please subscribe. Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Thursday the 4th of August.
Alexa, what's the time?
It's 8:27 a.m.
And Alexa, what's the weather like?
In Rochester, it's 19 degrees Celsius with clear skies and sun. Today, you can expect intermittent clouds, with a high of 24 degrees and a low of 13 degrees.
Hi guys, to anyone that's new to the channel, this is Max, my lovely Chihuahua. He's a pure breed Chihuahua and he keeps me company. So I'm 53, I'm female, I live in Rochester by myself and I vlog daily what happens to me. As in, there was a film called Bridget Jones's Diary and she wrote down daily what happened to her in a diary. Now when you're writing in a diary, you vent your feelings, you say what you think about people and you describe them. It's a personal diary. It's a diary, it helps me relieve stress. So sometimes you describe people at that time how you felt. And it stops you getting cross, it stops you getting angry, and it's a kind of therapy when you write all your thoughts and feelings down. I've been doing it since 2006 when I was put in a woman's refuge or a woman's safe house due to domestic violence. It started off as a domestic violence diary. My support workers told me to write down what goes on, in conflicts with the abuser. So note them down, write them down. Not only does it help you, it's evidence if a case comes to court. So that's what I started doing. I started writing down a diary. I'd got involved with a man that was violent. I had stalking behaviour. He was sending over 500 messages to my phone a day, asking where I was, what I was doing. Then my support worker said it's an unusual case because you haven't got one perpetrator, you've got two or maybe more of them doing this to you. So I was told I had more than one abuser. Right, so I stayed in domestic violence support for 2.5 years and I was classed as homeless because when I came to Gloucestershire, my ex-husband said you can't stay here, and one Thursday afternoon I went to Herbert Warehouse in Gloucestershire Docks and waited in a queue with prisoners and drug addicts to declare myself homeless. I was told to wait and come back in a couple of hours. So I was homeless. I had to sit on a bench for 2 or 3 hours waiting for someone to decide where to put me. And it was cold, it wasn't warm, and I was distressed and upset. And I then got put into domestic violence accommodation. Because you get questioned. When you're homeless, you get questioned. You fill in a form, they go away and read it, and then someone comes down and questions you, because if you make yourself intentionally homeless, the council they don't have to rehouse you, you see, so they question you as to why you're homeless. And they decided in my case to put me in a domestic violence refuge. So that's what happened there. So let's go back to today. I got up this morning, I've got mouth ulcers or canker sores in my mouth. I went to my mum's a few days ago, I ate her food, I used her cutlery. I'm sensitive and allergic to things I don't know about, so a few days later I noticed I've got a sore in my mouth anyway, an ulcer that just lies dormant. But something I've eaten or something I've drunk has aggravated my mouth, and all my right cheek inside is swollen red, and I've got a cluster of sores, open like ulcers. And this has been going on for years, where I was sent up to the hospital and somebody said that it's just some sort of ulcers and gave me mouthwash. Now, I've been writing in my diary, it's every time I used to go up to my parents, I used to come back with gum problems and mouth sores. Right? I didn't see my mum for 2 weeks. I had no problem in my mouth. It wasn't sore. And I didn't have any pain. And I've started going up to my mum's again and using the phone, and my mouth is all swollen inside. So first thing this morning, I've contacted my doctors, not by phone, but by e-consult, which I did when I was sent to the hospital for anemia. So I've consulted them online and told them my symptoms, and someone is supposed to get back to me by the end of tomorrow. Right? So they're either going to email me, text message me, or call me by the end of Friday. Okay? Also, when you suffer from stress, stress can be quite harmful and make you feel really ill, and that can cause ulcers, and other severe stress can cause heart problems. I was asked if was there any heart disease in the family, and obviously my dad has died of a heart attack in 2021. So that's a concern as well. I keep getting these recurring ulcers in my mouth and cheek on the right side. There is a small sore where I've had teeth extracted on the left side, but it's not painful. Yeah, after dental surgery, I had 9 teeth pulled out, 8 molars, and I've got 1 molar left here. So I've had most of my molars removed from my mouth, my teeth, the back teeth. Right. So I had an email this morning saying that my Sainsbury's delivery is being delivered this afternoon. And it's being delivered to me, Crystal. And I'm not blonde, I'm greying at the top, I'm 53, I'm not a young woman, and my kids don't live with me. Although my son sometimes parks his car outside when he comes to visit, he doesn't live with me, I live by myself. So substitutions, we're sorry, but we've had to substitute the items below. Sainsbury's sausage rolls ×9, substituted with Sainsbury's sausage rolls ×6. So instead of getting 9 sausage rolls, I'm getting 6. Sainsbury's Diet Ginger Beer, 2 litres, substituted with Old Jamaica Ginger Beer, Diet, 1.5 litres. Nestle Pure Life Steel Spring Water, 12 500ml bottles, substituted with Sainsbury's British Spring Water, 12 500ml bottles. Perfectly Clear Still Red Apple Flavour Spring Water, 1.5 litres, substituted with Volvic Touch of Fruit Sugar-Free Watermelon, 1.5 litres. My Walker's Classic Variety multi-pack of crisps, 12 packets, have been substituted with 2 multi-pack crisps, 6 in each. They seem to have everything else, which is good. So I'm waiting for the doctors to get back in touch with me. They will now have my new number. I've got to have a smear test as well at some point, but when your periods are erratic, I never know whenever I make an appointment for a smear test, a period starts. So the doctors might think, oh, she keeps cancelling her smear test. That's because every time I go for the smear test, I start bleeding. Right, so today's sunny. I'm wearing shorts and a Donald Duck top from Primark. In my opinion, this is not slutty. This is dressing appropriate for the weather. I'm a woman, so I'm wearing shorts, a Donald Duck t-shirt and a pair of gold topped trainers with a silver tongue in the trainer. That's what I'm wearing this morning. When I go out for a walk, I'll be wearing my black cap, but it's still me underneath it. I'm still a woman. I don't change into a man because I put a black cap on. Right? If an ex-boyfriend or someone you've gone out with doesn't want you to meet anybody else, they spread rumours about you. So spreading rumours that I'm a man will stop men coming up to me or talking to me. If they spread rumours that it's a woman dressed as a bloke, it's a bloke dressing as a woman. That's what's been spread, that I'm a bloke dressing as a woman. Of course, no bloke. If somebody thinks you're a transvestite, if a bloke thinks you're a tranny, they're not going to ask you out, are they? So this is another thing ex-partners do, is tell them that their ex-wife or their girlfriend is mad. She's a lunatic. She's on drugs. It's all done to prevent me moving on, finding someone else and being happy. Somebody's got a huge chip on their shoulder that they can't get rid of. I don't want them. I don't want them back. So to prevent me from meeting anybody else, rumours are being spread about me. Right, guys. I got jasmine tea from the co-op yesterday because I've got a sore mouth, and I thought if I drank tea instead of coffee, then it might help cool the sores down. I've also got mint Bonjela I've been putting on the sores, effective relief from mouth or ulcers. I've been sucking on mouth ulcer pastils, and it's just not stopping. It's relentless, the pain. So I am now going to get off. I'm going to have my breakfast. My neighbour has gone out. She's gone out in a black vest and a pair of shorts like mine. And you know, because I said that my mum, I posted a picture. No, I didn't post a picture. I didn't take a picture of my mum in a white vest. But I said my mum Jennifer was wearing a white vest. When I went to visit my mum, my poor old mum, she's 76, and where she's lost weight, her arms are sagging up here. She's sagging up here. So when I went up to see my mum, she was in a white vest and she's all wrinkled. She's old, she's 76. What do you expect from somebody that's nearly 80? So why my mum was dressed when she was all wrinkled, with all her wrinkled skin hanging out of her trousers and top, breasts and arms, I don't know. Because I've watched programmes where women have been £500 plus, and you know, when you lose weight, the fat sags. It sags. and they have to have operations to remove the excess skin, right? And my mum has lost weight and she's got skin sagging. If it was me, I would, I would cover it up with a cotton shirt or a blouse or something. And I'm sorry, at the age of 76, my mum shouldn't be wearing tops like that are right low down the bottom, like that. And I when I first came down, kept wondering why my mum Jennifer and my dad Derek were dressing the way they were dressing. When obviously my dad he'd had an inheritance. One of my relatives had died, and that, none of them had. The house was falling apart. My mum and dad were wearing tatty clothes, and I couldn't understand it. If he'd just had an inheritance, why my mum and Dress were dressed like tramps? And Victoria Road had a hole in the bathroom with like threads coming out of the wall, and I'm sure there was asbestos in Victoria Road. And I said to the police, I'm concerned about my parents. I'm concerned about how the way they're living. And I was told, mind your own business, you're a guest. So I was a guest in the police told me I was a guest in my parents' house. I wasn't their daughter, I was a guest in their house when I was concerned for my parents' safety. The police said I was a guest when I was their daughter, a guest in their house. Remember also that the police aren't a taxi service. When I was escaping a violent man, the police came up to me, told me the bloke was safe and that they were not a taxi service and they couldn't help me. I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. Enjoy yours, guys. See you later.